Good day, Senator. Thank you for your time. My name is Patrick Caze, and today I'll be discussing Biohacks International. Bottom line up front, microchipping of humans can be beneficial for society in a variety of industries and should be considered for full-scale implementation in the United States. As we can tell, the United States is somewhat behind in AI when it comes to day-to-day operations, but not too far behind. I believe that this is important as we need to keep pace with the global trend and movement of AI. Biohacks International was founded by Johan Asselin in January 2013 in Sweden. It currently has one employee, and which happens to be Johan Asselin, who is the CEO and founder. Their mission statement strictly really boils down to them using the Internet of Things devices and connecting that to artificial intelligence and other servers to transmit data back and forth, but limiting the need for wallets and other things that we may carry on our personal body. Microchipping is a process in which a cylindrical grain of rice shaped or size microchip is embedded within the elbow of the hand, which is the space between the index finger and the thumb, and it is enabled by something called near-field communications, which can be programmed for simple tasks. The benefit of microchipping is that it can simplify the identification of individuals, and it offers a replacement for the carrying of keys, tickets, cards, wallets, and also remembering passwords. In order to really assess, how we want to approach this AI-enabled technology, wanted to take a look at what is currently the status of companies now. And 40% of companies have an agreed definition of AI and machine learning, and 20% have a centrally managed operation and budget department for AI governance. So some of the issues that we're looking at are privacy, physical impact, surveillance. The impacted or affected population would be the public, as consumer, who are going to use this for the day-to-day transaction, employees in the workplace who may be asked by employers to use the chip in order to track their productivity, and then patients specifically for the access of information such as blood type, gender, and date of birth in emergency situations. In the privacy, we're worried about stolen identity, protection of personal identified information, and the sale of PII, right, which is a common practice here in the United States. Some of the physical impacts include infection risk, MRI use with the chip. We don't know how necessarily the effects of that or how that's going to work. Corrosion of the chip parts, what happens when the chip starts to break down in the person's body. We don't know really what is going to happen to that, what are the consequences of that. And then we're worried about surveillance, the monitoring, and really the impediment of freedom of movement and autonomy. No one likes Big Brother watching. Some mitigation strategies that I recommend are, speaking for the company, is to establish a website and to have a bigger presence on social media. From the federal and state level, I believe that the creation of legislative committees, specifically protocols, punishments, the punishments, let me let this die down. Thank you, I'm sorry about that. Legislative committees, creating protocols, and also the associated punishments for the violation of those protocols. Department of Labor using creating guidelines for human resources that can be trickled down to state and local businesses. And then corporate governance, specifically for the company, them creating working groups that address some of these situations or some of these issues that we have. At this time, this concludes my presentation. If there are any questions, please, I would like to answer them as best as possible. Thank you for your time.